Now, Bob Jordan, Carol Nelson, weatherman Danny Trainer, and Mike Storms on sports. This is Eyewitness News.
Hi, everybody. Here's what's happening tonight. 2 of Albertsons Orlando area supermarkets are closed tonight while store managers and security people search for contaminated food. An extortionist called the supermarket today demanding $80,000 and claiming that he hid poison somewhere in the store. Richard King reports.
Around 8 o'clock this morning, employees of this Albertsons at South Orange and Michigan Avenues received a telephone call from a man. He told them where to look for a note, which reportedly demanded $80,000. It also told employees some other chilling news.
The note said that they would receive instructions as to some contaminants that were in the food that could be removed from the shelf. Should they not pay that, he would not give the location of the contaminants in the food.
In order to prove his point, the extortionist said he contaminated a jar of foodstuffs. That jar has been sent to the Sanford Crime Lab for analysis. And this raises a lot of other questions. Late this afternoon, Albertsons officials began to answer some of those questions, like what should customers do with cans of pickles and tomato sauce bought at both stores. An official said to bring the cans back to the store for a refund. The extortionist had said in his note that he'd contaminated these products. As for other foodstuffs in the stores, officials said they're not checking any further items. An Albertsons official told Eyewitness News that the products tested were, quote, not particularly harmful. He claimed he didn't know what the contaminant was. And he also said that all cans of pickles and tomato sauce have been removed from the shelves in the Altamont Springs store as well as the South Orlando store. Orlando police said one deadline, as written in the note, passed today with no further word from the extortionist. Meanwhile, both those stores, Altamont Springs and South Orlando, are closed until further notice. This is Richard King, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
By the way, Albertsons stores in Pine Hills and Longwood are open at this hour, as is the Albertsons store in Winter Park. They were not affected. The body of a young black girl found yesterday in a West Orange County grove has been identified. Police say she was a 15-year-old student at Howard Junior High. Here's Denise White with more on the story.
The body found in this grove west of Windermere is that of 15-year-old Michelle Bass of Fort Lauderdale. She moved to Orlando just 2 months ago to live at this apartment complex with her aunt Dolores Dunbar in order to attend Howard Junior High. Michelle was last seen Thursday morning just before she was expected to leave for school.
Michelle had told me that there was a Howard Junior High bus that stopped at the Orange Center Apartments at 7:30. And I had told her it was too far for her to walk and that she would have to wait until Friday, so I could get bus fare and send her by bus. She swore that there was a bus stop at Orange Center Apartments, that she had met some school friends and they said that there was a bus stop at 7:30. So she left here to catch the bus. And that's the last time you saw her? That was the last time I saw her until I identified her this morning.
But Michelle didn't catch the school bus to Howard Junior High School because it doesn't stop in this neighborhood. Mrs. Dunbar is convinced her niece lied in order to meet someone. A man, she says, Michelle had been seen talking with on at least 4 occasions, including the day she was discovered missing. Michelle was spotted getting into a car with the man, described as a black man who has been seen visiting this apartment complex. About 7 hours later, a Grove worker drove his tractor over Michelle's body. The canvas school bag her aunt says she was carrying was found near the lake by crime scene technicians. Michelle is described by her aunt as a problem child who has had to bear the worst in life. She is said to have been emotionally abused, raped at age 11, and is one of 9 children, 3 sets of twins, all of whom are considered emotionally disturbed. Denise White, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Police in Daytona Beach say they have no clues yet in this morning's murder of a clerk at a 7-Eleven store. 29-year-old Norman Hotzel was found dead at about 3:30 this morning at the 7-Eleven store on South Ridgewood Avenue. Hotzel had been on the job for just 2 months. One of 2 inmates who escaped from the Volusia County Correction Center is still on the loose tonight. Frank Verdell says that while the search goes on, security procedures are being looked over.
Today, things were back to normal at the Volusia County Correction Center. Yesterday's escape wasn't the first, and officials say it probably won't be the last. As you can see from Sky Witness, the prison is surrounded by pine trees and palmetto bushes. Yesterday, it was the perfect setting for an escaping inmate to get away from guards. 18-year-old William Westfall had help from a nearby brush fire. It prevented canine dogs from getting his scent. Officials still don't know if Westfall deliberately set the fire to cover his tracks. Today, sheriff's deputies got a tip that he was hiding out in a house near Ormond Beach. They closed in on the neighborhood, but Westfall wasn't found. Tonight, the 18-year-old man, convicted on counts of burglary, is still at large. The man who escaped with him is back behind bars after being treated for broken bones in his ankles. Both men got out of the prison by climbing over a 12-foot-high fence. And jail officials told us today it's likely to happen again.
This facility was built to house sentenced prisoners. We are now placing pretrial detainees in here. This institution was not necessarily designed to house that category of prisoner, and we're going to have problems.
Officials say they will review their security procedures, but yesterday's escape probably won't cause them to do their job any differently. In Volusia County, Frank Verdell, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
For the second time in a year, a former Brevard County deputy has been convicted in federal court for the possession of unregistered firearms. An Orlando U.S. District Court jury found William Wells guilty of possessing 5 hand grenades, a .22 caliber pistol, and several unregistered silencers. The weapons were found buried in the front yard of Wells' home in Melbourne. At the time of his arrest, Wells was free on bond, appealing an earlier weapons possession conviction. The case against him was helped by tape-recorded confessions made by another Brevard deputy. Deputy Harvey Smith agreed to cooperate after federal agents suspected him of being involved. Carol?
A spokesman for Governor Graham says it might be next week before the governor appoints someone to fill Ed Mason's seat on the Orange County Commission. Graham suspended Mason after he was charged with first-degree murder in the death of his wife. Here's Ron Cummings.
The search for a replacement for Ed Mason began in earnest with this announcement at the County Commission meeting on Tuesday.
We have just received notice from the governor's office. Mr. Joe Willis called that as a courtesy he was letting us know that the governor has officially suspended Commissioner Ed Mason from office as a county commissioner as of this date at 4 p.m.
The governor's office has received about 15 names to consider for appointment to this board, and there will be more, but a decision may not come until next week. One of the most influential people locally assisting the governor is Frank Pignoni, one of Graham's early campaign workers. Pignoni says he wants to recommend a Democrat who supported Graham and who lives in Mason's district, but doesn't want someone who ran unsuccessfully for a commission seat in the past.
It may make it a very difficult situation on the commission to appoint somebody who had lost an election where there's a sitting commissioner now. It may make it totally unproductive. Of course, that will be up to the two individuals concerned as to whether they can work together or not in the future.
Another person the governor may rely on is Mayor Bill Frederick, who is also expected to offer a recommendation if asked. Frederick also has ideas about who he wants in the job.
But we have some functional consolidation issues we're trying to pull together and work together. We're talking about a common office building and some things, and we're talking about an arena downtown as a site. I want to make sure that, at least I would like the opportunity to ensure that the candidate that the governor's considering is sympathetic to these common goals. And beyond that, I'd really be happy with most anyone.
Mayor Frederick says he has not yet talked with Graham about a possible replacement for Mason. If the person picked to replace Ed Mason has any future political aspirations, they could find this job a real liability. Mason's replacement will have to face a number of very tough, politically sensitive issues, and what happens on them could very well make or break the new commissioner. Consolidation of the county's fire districts is one of those troublesome areas. The county is even facing a lawsuit over it. Sewage disposal problems and sewer fees will also require some hard decisions, as well as the crisis over what to do about the county's overcrowded jails, another area where the county faces lawsuits and the prospect of having to spend millions of dollars to find a solution. In Orange County, Ron Cummings, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Yet to come on Eyewitness News this Friday night, a TB outbreak down in Polk County. We'll have a report.
Also, higher sewer hookup fees for Orlando residents. Stay with us.
A very short time left here in Melbourne at Jim Rathman's Chevrolet Cadillac May 500 sale. Now, you're in luck because we've just received a new shipment of Chevrolets that we have marked way down. Here's an example. You can buy a new 81 Citation for $6,271, and that includes freight. You know, if you'll hurry, you can take advantage of prices marked down on all Chevrolets, all Chevrolet trucks, all Cadillacs and used cars. In Melbourne, Jim Rathman Chevrolet Cadillac, of course.
At Handy City, we're building a giant sale for do-it-yourselfers. Glidden Spread House Paint is on sale now, only $10.99 a gallon. Spread House Paint is Glidden's best. It goes on easy, cleans up with soap and water, and gives your home a beautiful weather-tough finish. Glidden Spread House Paint in your choice of custom mixed colors on sale now, only $10.99 a gallon.
Go to Handy City. Do it yourself. Do it and save.
You bet, this is it. Greyhound racing at beautiful air-conditioned Daytona Beach Kennel Club. Post time 8 p.m. every night, Monday through Saturday. Thursdays, ladies' night. Play Quinellas, Perfectus, and Dynamite Daytona Trifectas. Matinees Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 1:30. Admission still only 50 cents. Hundreds of free grandstand seats. Daytona Beach Kennel Club, the best thing running. West on Route 92, just off I-4 and I-95. Minutes from anywhere in Central Florida. Sorry, no minors.
Here, get the camera.
At a moment like this, the Polaroid SX70 autofocus lets you get closer to someone you love. Closer than any other instant.
Hi.
Polaroid's SX70 autofocus.
Now even when the moment ends, he smiled at me. You'll share the moment once again.
No other instant camera comes close.
It's only been 3 days since the first random tests, but state officials are already calling Frostproof Junior-Senior High School the site of a potential tuberculosis outbreak. To date, 49 of 366 students tested have shown to be infected with TB. In fact, one student shows signs of progressed lung damage, 4 others showing early signs of damage. Testing at that school in Polk County continued today, but it'll be Monday before the test results are back in. And if you live in Orlando, be prepared to pay higher hookup fees for sewer service. On Monday, the City Council will consider tripling those fees. Ron Fleming says all that extra money will be used to pay for sewer improvements.
This is Iron Bridge, a $50 million high-technology sewage treatment plant near UCF in East Orange County to be operated by the City of Orlando.
It's the best designed plant. It's the biggest, and we hope it will be the most effective. It just embodies everything that our best technology has come up with.
Sewer connection fees are on the way up in Orlando to help pay operating Iron Bridge and the city's other major sewage treatment plants. The City Council will vote on that on Monday to raise the sewage benefit fee, as it's called, from $200 per hookup to more than $700. Despite the fact they're using the best practical technology available to treat sewage at this plant, it will be in need of expansion the day it opens in September of this year. The reason? The city needs more volume. Estimated cost for that? About $70 million. Acting Public Works Director Howard Jewett says that may mean a $150 million sewage construction bill for Orlando by 1986. The additional $80 million coming from the Shingle Creek no discharge edict handed down by the Department of Environmental Regulation earlier this week.
The potential just on the west side of town to the city is, I still feel, $50 to $75 million. That's 1980-81 dollars, not $85-86, which, you know, could be more money at the time it's really spent because of inflation.
Look for sewage connection fees to be going up, and those connections to be more limited in the years to come. In Orlando, Ron Fleming, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The people that operate those tours over at the Kennedy Space Center today unveiled the first phases of a multi-million-dollar improvement package designed to lure more visitors. Gary Whitaker reports from the Space Coast.
The most obvious addition to the visitor center is this 224-foot-long Saturn 1B rocket, the type used for Earth orbits during the Apollo era. It was recently on loan to Japan for display at a science exposition. The loan agreement required the Japanese to pay for the rocket's preparation as an exhibit here upon its return. The other big change is in the Space Center's 10,000-square-foot Hall of History. A walk-through tour now gives visitors displays from the Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, and Skylab programs, enhanced by new videotape narrations. A small theater gives tourists a brief history of the entire manned space program. But the general manager of the TWA-run Tourist Center believes it is the current manned space program that will draw visitors in a time when the tourism industry is in a slump.
With the shuttle, the attention is being more and more directed to the space program, and as a consequence, we are reaping the benefits.
The renovation of the Hall of History and the display of the Saturn 1B rocket is just the beginning of $8.5 million worth of improvements that TWA officials believe will move the Kennedy Space Center tours from Florida's 4th most attractive tourist spot to number 3. Other new attractions planned over the next 10 years include a giant overhead screen theater with seating for 450, a larger multimedia theater, and additional exhibit area. At the Kennedy Space Center, Gary Whitaker, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Looks like a hot weekend. Danny's next.
There's our hero, doing it himself again, straight up the ladder of success. But the higher he climbs, the more trouble he could get into. And if a TV or CB antenna should touch a power line, the shock could be a lot worse than bad reception. Florida Power and Light urges you to remember, antennas and power lines don't mix.
Toyota time is about to end, but Toyota dealers are open with great money-saving Toyota time deals right now and through this weekend. You could get your best deal now on any high gas mileage Toyota you want, Corollas to Celicas. And look for Toyota time deals on brand new Toyota diesel trucks. Remember, you've only got through this weekend, and it's first come, first served on selection. So beat the clock, hurry in and see us now, while the Toyota dealers in the great Southeast can still save you money with a great Toyota time deal.
Who do you know in real estate that can help you find the money to buy your first home?
ERA.
Who has a system to tell you in a single day if you're likely to qualify for the house you want?
ERA.
Who knows 38 ways to finance a home and which one's best for you?
ERA.
When you're ready to buy, call your ERA real estate specialist. We know where the money is. That's another reason we're selling houses.
I'll probably weaken this weekend and turn on the air conditioning. It's getting that hot.
Well, go to the Channel 9 picnic Saturday,
Yes,
and then you won't have anybody at home to turn on the air conditioner because temperatures like 92 today. We expect that again for tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be a hot weekend. Plenty of clear skies and a lot of sunshine. Overnight wasn't so bad. It dropped down to 63 degrees. Again, no rain. A little rain around Miami today. The Daytona high officially was 87. Overnight 66, no rain. Ocala came in with 92. Overnight 68 and no rain. Take a look at the satellite picture from 7 o'clock this morning. As you can see, a little cloud cover down around the southeast portion of the state of Florida, and that developed into some tornado warnings this afternoon for the Miami, Broward, and Dade County. And a lot of activity to the west of us, but right over the southeast skies are clear. They had daytime fog up around the New England northeast today, and that included areas like Pennsylvania, New York, State on into Maine. Now, it looks like we're going to continue with this weather. Let me show you what some of the other cities we're experiencing today. Beginning with Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia was on the clear side. You'll see this any moment. It'll move right across the screen, just like magic. Fair skies around Atlanta. Foggy conditions, as I told you, in Boston, Buffalo, also Chicago. Fair, though, around Cleveland. Cold front moving into that area may change their weather pattern by tomorrow. Dallas, thunderstorms, and they expect them again tomorrow. Watch out, they may have some flash flooding in that area. And we had some hazy conditions, foggy around New York, and foggy in Pittsburgh. Fair skies in Salt Lake City. Strange to hear the word foggy during the daytime, isn't it? That was around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Approaching cold front was causing most of that. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, look at this. Clear skies around Minnesota, in case you're going there. We have a high pressure system right over Colorado, and that'll bring a lot of clear skies to the western United States. Oh, all throughout Texas, a lot of heavy thunderstorms into Tennessee and also parts of the Ohio River Valley. Look for the word flash flooding over the weekend. For us, though, a high pressure system promises clear skies. Temperatures now 85 degrees at Cocoa Beach, 90 down around Lakeland, 91 in Ocala. Orlando at this hour is currently 89 degrees. The winds are out of the northwest at 10, humidity 35%, barometer falling. Daytona Beach, 83 degrees. Winds out of the east at 10 miles an hour, humidity 53%, and the barometer falling. Weather eye over Central Florida, nothing to report, no shower activity here. Weather picture for tonight. Bobby Jordan, Jennifer Elementary, and there's Bob and his wife Sharon and 2 kids thumbing their ride to Minnesota. Because Bob is cheap. Really cheap. Never go to dinner with this man. All right, here is the Marine Interest Corps caves forecast. 2 to 4 feet on the Atlantic, 2 to 4 feet on the Gulf. The official forecast, fair skies, plenty of sun, high tomorrow 92, overnight 68, no mention of rain. 5-day forecast will be issued later this evening, and we'll have it for you. We'll have some rain possibly on Tuesday.
It's a good thing he makes his livelihood with news.
That was done
and
by
not
Jeff
drawing.
Mormon.
Jeff Mormon drew that. That's cute. Well, baseball strike, yay or nay? Mike Storms has the word. That's next.
Low prices.
Big savings.
Best buys. Your best buy on a new kitchen faucet is at Scotty's. Save $5.60 on a Peerless 2-handle kitchen faucet. It's washerless, designed for 3-hole sinks, and comes with printed and recorded installation instructions. Regularly $25.59. Sale price now at just $19.99 at Scotty's.
There's just one place to find
Peerless kitchen faucet, just $19.99.
Shop Scotty's and save.
2 of these mayonnaise have an ingredient that will surprise you. Kraft has an artificial preservative. Hellmann's has an artificial preservative too. But Blue Plate, nothing artificial. So use Kraft or Hellmann's, you're putting an artificial preservative into your food. But use delicious tasting Blue Plate mayonnaise made from quality ingredients, and the only thing your food is missing is an artificial preservative. Blue Plate, the real mayonnaise with nothing artificial.
Toyota time is about to end, but Toyota dealers are open with great money-saving Toyota time deals right now and through this weekend. You could get your best deal now on any high gas mileage Toyota you want, Corollas to Celicas. And look for Toyota time deals on brand new Toyota diesel trucks. Remember, you've only got through this weekend, and it's first come, first served on selection. So beat the clock, hurry in and see us now, while the Toyota dealers in the great Southeast can still save you money with a great Toyota time deal.
Like your car? Are you kidding? Well, Eckerd's Automotive Department has just what you need to put your car in top shape inside and out. Like Starbright new Poly Protector Plus, just $4.88. Poly Protector Plus instantly renews and protects vinyl, rubber, plastic, leather. It's guaranteed for 2 years, now just $4.88 at Eckerd. You like your car now? Are you kidding? You're gonna like Eckerd. We're gonna make sure.
This is the last time I'll say what's cooking in sports tonight.
Well, I was going to be somewhat nasty and say I'm thankful for that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you, this baseball strike business is really getting out of hand. And now that the federal government is involved, it's going to really go downhill. First of all, as you probably know, the strike has been called off for at least a week, while a federal judge decides whether or not to postpone the strike deadline until next February. Then after that, another judge will hear arguments and decide if the owners have been bargaining in good faith with the players. And the issue now is not compensation, but should the owners be made to open their financial records to the players? Now, listen, this is crazy. Just think what would happen if you or I marched into the owner of our business and asked for an outlandish salary. And he says, I can't afford that. Then you say, okay, show me the books, and I'll tell you what you can pay me. You know something? We'd both be looking in the one ads tomorrow. Baseball is a business. The owners are investing their money, they're taking the chances, they take the losses, and should be rewarded for the successes. There is a solution, but I don't have time to get into that right now. And speaking of solutions, Gene Autry, the owner of the California Angels, thinks he has one to turn the Angels into a winner. That's fire Jim Fregosi as manager and hire Gene Mock. And it's a job Mock's been waiting for.
People involved. When I took the job last night, I thought it was the best thing I could do for myself and for the greatest number of people involved. And tomorrow night, if I think it's the best thing to do to bunt in the first inning, if it's the best thing for the club, then I'll bunt. If I don't think it is, then I won't. In fact, I've pretty much depended on the seat of my pants my whole life for what I do.
Now here's something you've never seen in baseball before. In the Seattle Kingdome a couple of nights ago, Amos Otis, batting for the Kansas City Royals, hits a ball down the third baseline. It looks like it's going to stay fair, so Lenny Randall, who's a comedian during the offseason, starts to blow the ball foul. Now that's a first, but the umpires gave Otis the single, put him on first base. Kansas City ended up winning.